Here we are in the middle of March, and the playoff race is alive. We have a huge 11-game slate on this Saturday, and I'm here to break it down for you. So let's get into it. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Dre, and I'm Exotic Wagers. As we find ourselves here today on this nice Saturday, the playoff race is alive. We have a huge 11-game slate to break down for you today. So I thought it is 3:30 in the morning here where I'm at, 6:30 Eastern. I just finished capping the card, and thought I'd run through this 11-game slate real quick and give you my takes on some of the games, maybe break down a couple props and player props for you guys, and just kind of look at the overall slate and give you what I'm thinking. So like I said, thank you for tuning in. My name is Dre. I am Exotic Wagers. I am also part of the Legacy Sports Discord, where we charge just $14.99 a month. And we have 5 cappers and cover all major sports, including tennis, golf, and other sports, major college sports. So also, you can find me over on X and Instagram over at Exotic Wagers. I also have a TikTok, but I don't post there. Normally, I typically will post either on YouTube, X, or Instagram. So if you can't find me here, you can usually find me on one of those other ones. I'm not huge on social media content, like I said. I've said before. Just because I'm not posting doesn't mean I'm not winning. It's just that I'm usually super busy, and I try to focus more on winning. I kind of suck at marketing and selling myself. But I try to let my plays just do the work. And so let's get into this slate. I can share my screen here, and we can look at this very first game. So let's look at this here. Very first game today is between the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Buffalo Sabres, down at KeyBank Center down in Buffalo. The best line you can find right now, Vegas on the road is favored at minus 188 over at ProfitX. Best line you can find for Buffalo is plus 171 over at Novig. The over-under is set at 6.5, which is juiced to the under at minus 105, pretty much even there. And let's look at the matchup history here. Head-to-head, both of these teams are both 5-5 in the last 10, with the over-under coming in 4-4-2. If we're looking, Vegas comes into this matchup 39-19-7, Buffalo 25-33-6. Buffalo definitely better at home, coming in at 16-14-3. And Vegas obviously better at home, but on the road 15-12-4. Vegas in the last 10 here, in the last 10 they are 7-2-1, breaking even 5-5 on the over. If we look back in here, they just shut out the Blue Jackets on Thursday with a nice 4-0 sweep shutout there. Also on the road, they beat Pittsburgh in overtime, or lost to Pittsburgh in overtime 2-3. That's kind of weird how just Pittsburgh just came out of nowhere and are winning games. Part of that is, I think, Jari coming back from the AHL. He's went 3-0 in the last 3 3 games, he just lost to Ottawa 6-3 the other day. So, but definitely has been doing better as he's came back. Seems like Pittsburgh is still getting outshot and outplayed, and they're just somehow out jarring teams. Jari's just outplaying them. But yeah, so Vegas, like I said, 7-2-1. Looking back at their last 10, they beat Toronto, New Jersey, Chicago, not saying much. LA, beat LA at home, at LA, or lost to LA, but LA's great at home. And then if you look at Buffalo's last 10, Buffalo 3-6-1, and just really haven't been playing great at all. They did show life against the Oilers back on the 10th there, but turned around and played Detroit, which Detroit's been struggling to score, and they actually let up 7 there. So, looking at some plays on this game, if you're looking to pick a side, I mean, you got Vegas minus 190. You obviously can't play that in a money line unless you want to put it in a two-leg parlay or something. Buffalo plus 155. Let's look at the goalies and see who the projected goalies are here. We got Ilya Samson now projected for the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and the Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for the Buffalo Sabres. Looking at the goalies' last 10 metrics, if it is Ilya, I also saw it could be Aiden Hill. There's different sites reporting on who the starter is going to be. Looking at the rotation, it might be Ilya, as this is probably not as an important game to Vegas, playing against Buffalo, somebody that is out of the division there. But so if you look at Ilya's last, so I guess they're showing the last 6 here versus Buffalo. He is 5-1-1 with a 2.84 goals allowed and a .899 save percentage. If you're looking at his last 10, he is currently 4-4-2 with a 3.12 and an 8.48 save percentage. So not the greatest. Just for the sake of it, let's look at Hill, just in case Hill ends up being the projected goalie for Vegas. He's 2-1 against Buffalo with a 2.03 goals allowed and a 0.926 save percentage, which is definitely a lot better than Ilya. Also looking at his last 10, he has 6-3-1, which is also a lot better than Ilya with a 2.33 goals allowed and a 919 save percentage. So definitely will be in their favor, I think, if they start Hill. And then, like I said, for the other starter, we're looking at Luukkonen. Vegas here. All right, looking at his last 10, I mean, he's 2-0, 2 goals allowed, 940 save percentage. But if you look at his last 10, he's 3-6. Doing horrible, 4.13 goals allowed and an 854 save percentage. So, horrible. So looking back at the last 10, if you're asking me to make a bet and just can't trust Buffalo, even though plus 155 seems like really good value. But I actually see better value in the puck line here at plus 140. I mean, if you look at the last 10, Vegas has covered the puck line when they've won 1, 2, 3, 4, in all 5 games versus Buffalo. So, I mean, if you were expecting them to win, you should expect them to cover the puck line. And I think at plus 140, that's pretty good odds. Also, I believe I was looking at this earlier, but the regulation line or N60 line is pretty close to even odds. It's minus 110, minus 115. I think you can take that. Also might be a good idea to just split the two. Maybe you take, if you want to bet one unit, you take half a unit, bet it on the regulation line, and you take the other half unit and bet it on the plus 140. So that way, if for some reason, they only win by one, or they end up blowing them out, you could win either both or split your bet there. So as far as player props in this game, I was looking at Pavel Dorviev here, minus 135 to cover over 2.5 shots on goal. Looking at his season here, he's covered that number 65% of the time. At home, he's 62% of the time, and away, he's 68% of the time. Looking at the matchup history, he's only played them once, but he did have 5 shots on goal on 8 attempts, so great volume there. Looking at his last 10, he's covered in 4 straight. He's covered 7 of the last 10. At home, he's covered 5 of the last 10. But I definitely like his volume there. I mean, he's averaging 6.5, 7 shots on goal. If you look at the last 2 games there, he's had 10 attempts, 8 attempts. So minus 135. If you're in the Legacy Discord, I've been writing this prop quite a few times. He's cast quite a few times for us. Definitely a lot better on the road at 68%. And this is a prop I like. Pavel Dorviev over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 135. The best line I can find out right now is minus 135. Let's look. I believe. See if it's still the same. It is almost 4 a.m. So, oh yeah, they are out. Or at least I thought they were out. No. So usually right around 3:30 my time is when Bet River starts dropping their player prop lines, and it doesn't look like those are out yet. Usually Ballybet, a few of those other ones, but yeah, minus 135 DraftKings, definitely like that. Like I said, what else did I like in this game? As for goal scorers, you can look at Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel's only had 1 goal in his last 3, 4 in his last 10. Looking at Buffalo, he's covered it in both his. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm sorry, that is incorrect because that is his home splits. So he's only had 1 goal in his last 10 games. But playing Buffalo, he's had 4 in his last 3 games versus Buffalo. I had it written down at plus 150, showing plus 140 here. Not sure if the line's moved since I originally looked at this. But as you can see, he's been overall pretty consistent. Usually has not went more than 4 or 5 games without a goal. Currently on a non-goal streak for the last 4. But has scored in the last 3, 4. And like I said, 4 goals in the last 3 games. So definitely like that. Plus 140. Somebody else I was looking at was Brandon Saad. If you look here in his last 10 games, he's had a goal in 3 of the last 4 games. And looking at Buffalo here, he's had 4 goals in the last 6 games, with that 2-goal game being at Buffalo back in November 14th. So, and his prop is plus 360. So I definitely like that. And I think you got great value specifically because he scored 3 of the last 4. Volume's pretty good here. If you're looking at his shot volume, he's got 6 attempts, 3 attempts, 4 attempts. And like I said, 3 or 4 goals. So those are the player props and the sides that I like. So just to recap real quick, Vegas minus 1.5 or in regulation. Pavel Doriev over 2.5 shots on goal minus 135. Jack Eichel and Brandon Saad anytime goal scores plus 150 and plus 370. Let's see as we move on to this next game here. We have, that's not the game, the New Jersey Devils visiting the Pittsburgh Penguins. This game starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. New Jersey is currently minus 145 on the money line. Got Pittsburgh at plus 120. The over-under is set at 5.5 minus 120 to the over. You have New Jersey coming into this game 36-25-6. On the road, they are 19-14-2. Pittsburgh coming into this game with a very uneventful season, 27-31-10. At home, 16-13-5. As you look at the matchup history here, Devils definitely own this matchup, coming in 9-1 in the last 10 games. Over and under in the last 10 are 5-4. New Jersey coming into this game, they are 5-5, and 5-5 on the over. Pittsburgh coming into this game, they are 4-5-1, and also 5-5 to the over. Looking at projected goalies for this game, try to speed it up here. I feel like I'm taking quite a bit of time, and we got a pretty big slate to get through. Looks like we got Jacob Markstrom projected in net for the New Jersey Devils, and we have Tristan Jarry projected in net for Pittsburgh. Looking at the current odds, best line you can find right now for the New Jersey Devils is minus 133 over at Novig, plus 125 at Hard Rock for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like I said, over under is set 5.5, minus 116 at Profit X. Under coming in at even money over at Sports Trade. If we're looking at this game here, I really don't have a side. Like I said, Pittsburgh was playing horrible. But recently, look at here. They beat Minnesota 3-1. They beat Vegas 3-2 in overtime. And the St. Louis Blues, I think, they won 5-3. I think they've gotten a resurgence with Tristan Jarry coming back up, like I said, from the AHL. It's been playing amazing. Even if you look at these last couple games here, they're getting outshot. You have Pittsburgh here with 22 being outshot by the Blues to 35. Part of that might be because I believe all 3 of these games, well, minus Vegas. I think Vegas, that game went back and forth. But if Pittsburgh was leading all 3 of these games, then, a lot of the times they take the back seat, dump the puck, and let the offense come on them. So, yeah, they're getting outshot in the last 3 games, last 4 games. And I really think the difference has been Jarry. Jarry's just been amazing. But here in this one, I could see New Jersey taking this. I think at some point Pittsburgh's got to regress to back on how they were playing. New Jersey owning this matchup 9-1. Yeah, I know we don't have Jack Hughes, but Timo Meier, they've been all stepping up and playing very well. Nico Hischier. So definitely, if you're asking me to pick a side, maybe New Jersey. Total's only set at over 5.5. Really don't have a lean on the over and the under in this game. Maybe Jari saves, depending on. I think New Jersey really hasn't been shooting a lot. Maybe Pittsburgh. I don't know. Let's look at Markstrom's history versus Pitt. Let's see what that looks like. Just real quick. Maybe looking at team totals. So yeah, you got Markstrom against Pittsburgh, 8-2, 1.99 save percentage, 9.36. So maybe it's a Pittsburgh team total under 2.5. That might be a good look. Although Markstrom did give 6 up to Pittsburgh, 6 to the Jets, 3 to the Blue Jackets. So he's been giving up quite a bit of goals. So but that is an angle. He's fared at least fairly well versus them. Let's look at Jari versus Devils here. Oh man, Jari's been horrible versus the Devils. The Devils have owned this matchup, so it's 2-7-1. I would expect this. 3.68 save goals allowed and an 8.81 save percentage. So definitely horrible. What was the money line for the Devils? Or what's the best line? -133. I don't think I take the Devils. I think it's just a pass for me. Devils probably win this. Player prop wise, I really don't have any goal scorers, point or assist props. Only two looks I had in this was a Crosby over 2.5 shots on goal. Let's see, -110 even on both sides. In the last 10, he's only covered this 50% of the time. But if you look at the head-to-head here, he's covered it 8 of the last 13 times, averaging 2.8 shots on goal on 5.1 attempts per game. I think the Devils, like I said, are going to win this game. So with that mindset and that mentality of how the game script's going to go, I could see Pittsburgh shooting a ton here. Crosby's 56%, both at home and away, so it really doesn't matter. Did not cover last game. Did not have any shots. Did have one attempt right there. Usually doesn't either miss back-to-back or at least done every 2 games. Over 2.5. I'll take that. I like that. Another prop that I do like, Timo Meier over 2.5 shots on goal. This is more of a parlay piece. Looks like most books have it around -150, -165. Let's cover this in 6 of his last 8 games. He's also covered this 6 of the last 9 games versus Pittsburgh. So if you're looking for a parlay piece, I think this is a good something to look at. Outside of that, this game is a complete pass for me. On to the next one. Let's get back over here. We are headed over to the 5 p.m. Eastern game. We are looking at the Washington Capitals playing down in the Shark Tank for against San Jose Sharks. Like I said, this game puck drop 5 p.m. Eastern. The best odds over at BetStamp here. Got the Capitals on the road favored minus 268. Novig best line for the Sharks coming in at plus 230. The over-under is set at 6. Best line at minus 125 over at Best Rivers. Under 6.5 minus 113 at Profit X. The projected goalies in this matchup are... We have Logan Thompson projected for the Washington Capitals and Alexander Georgiev for the Sharks. Looking at this matchup history here, Capitals are 6-4. The over is 3-7. Looking at Washington's last 10, they are 6-4, 5-4, 1 to the over. San Jose is 3-5-2, 4-4, 2 to the over. I mean, the only way I really can look in this game is Washington puck line. But it would more likely be a complete pass for me. Maybe Washington team total over 3.5 if it's a playable line. Let's see what we see over here at BetStamp. Yeah, minus 145. I'd play it if it was like maybe minus 130, minus 145. I don't like that. Back over here. So yeah, like I said, last 10. You're looking at his last 10. I mean, a lot of these games don't even cover the puck line, or at least Washington wins. So yeah, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 of the last 6 wins. They have covered the puck line. So if you are taking a side, I mean, I really don't want to even fade. 225 is good value on San Jose, but I don't see them winning. Washington, Ovi's on that run to beat Gretzky there. We have been tailing the Ovi last goal for an open net, giving that this matchup they're favored. I'm assuming you'll see that prop somewhere in it being San Jose and Georgiev maybe plus 600, plus 700. So that might be a good prop to tail. Over 3.5 shots on goal, and his goal. Let's see what his goal is. So shots on goal minus 130. That's definitely something I like. He's going to be shooting the puck a lot. I could see them, him sitting over there in his office, top circle, just being fed the puck the whole game. Might get 2 goals in this game. That might be another look. His goal is plus 105. I think you take it now before it gets into minus money. It's probably going to end up being minus money. Maybe take his over 1.5 points. His half a point is minus 230, so his over 1.5 is probably going to be somewhere right around even money, maybe even plus money. I could definitely see him being involved in a goal and getting a goal, even maybe getting 2 goals. 2 goals is probably going to be somewhere around 300 or more. So definitely like that. Like I said, let's see what his matchup history looks like. I mean, I'm probably going to take it regardless because it's the Sharks. He's going after that record. So yeah, I mean, look at that. It's he's covered that 5 of the last 6 games, averaging 4.8 shots on goal on 9 average attempts. In his last 10, he has not covered this in the last 2, but he has covered this in 6 of the last 10. The last 20, he's covered this 55% of the time. 11 the last 20. At home, 52%. On the road, 48%. So slightly better at home. They are on the road, but regardless, I think at minus 130, this is a definite no-brainer for me. I also had Chikrin over 2.5 shots on goal listed here. It's covered in 3 straight. 3 of the last 4 versus San Jose. Plus money, plus 108. I believe they give up the... Let's see here. So yeah, they give up the 3rd most shots on goal to defensemen. So I definitely like that here. So we got 3 games down, 11 game slate. We got 8 more to go. So let's go ahead and try to speed through some of these. I don't have a lot of bets in some of the later games, so we can definitely get through this pretty quick here. Sliding over to the next game, we have the... Wait, sorry, let me get all my windows straight. All right, 4 p.m. Eastern, or I'm sorry, 7 p.m. Eastern. Got the Florida Panthers taking on the Montreal Canadiens down at the Bell Center Arena. Florida comes in this matchup 41-22-3, and their away record is 19-12-1. Montreal comes in this matchup 31-27-7 with a 16-12-4 home record. Looking at the best odds over at BetStamp, we have minus 190 over at Hard Rock for the Florida Panthers, and we have plus 175 over at Caesars for the Montreal Canadiens. Looking up at the matchup history here, Montreal has won the last 2, shutting out the Panthers back on December 28th, 4-0. But the Panthers have owned this matchup, going 7-3 in the last 10, 6-3-1 to the over. Florida coming into this matchup, they are 8-2 in their last 10, 2-8 to the under, probably with the great play of Sergei Bobrovsky. And Montreal coming into this matchup, they are 6-2-2 and 6-4 to the over. Looking at this, I know Montreal's, fighting to try to keep their playoff hopes alive. Florida, on the other hand, I think they're cruising in the Atlantic. Looks like we're projected Sergei Bobrovsky here and Elvis. Let me double check. Yeah, so we got Sergei projected here and oh no, Malterbolt. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking Elvis. That's Blue Jackets. But yeah, so looking at this, minus 200. I think when I was first looking at this matchup, Florida in regulation was right around a little juice, right around even money, maybe minus 110, minus 115. The minus 1.5 is plus 130. I mean, looking back at all of these matches here, minus, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 of the last 7 wins that they had, if they've covered the puck line. Maybe you take a Montreal team total under 2.5. Sergei's been pretty solid. Let's see what Montreal scored. They scored 4-4. So they've been scoring quite a bit of goals. So I would rather take them in regulation, or take Florida in regulation, or the puck line if you're looking at a play for that. I could definitely see a 4-2 game here. Maybe you sprinkle 4-2 exact score. That could be probably good odds, probably 10-1 or better. As far as player props, I only had 2 goal scorers listed in this game. Sam Bennett, he's had a goal in 6 of the last 11 games. As you can see here, he's been in almost in every other game consistent. Goal scorer, did have 2 in the last game there versus Toronto. But yeah, 6 of the last 10. He's had a goal in almost every other game. Did not have a goal back in December 28th. So definitely like that, plus 195. The other goal scorer I have in this game is... let's see if I can find him here. Might be better to do it this way. Is he not in here? Oh, here he is. I don't know why I was thinking his first name was Sam. So looking at his goal, I mean, he's had a goal in every game, every other game in the last 10 games. So if you're a person that follows trends, didn't have a goal last game versus Toronto. So plus 250 for Maki Samojevic to get a goal. Plus 250. It's probably a good look there. All right, moving on to the next game. I guess before I move on to the next game, this is a good reminder to, if you're not in the Legacy Sports Discord, we have a lot of great things going on in there. We just charge $14.99 a month. We also have a free, I think it's 7-day pass, 10-day pass, 15-day pass. Either way, if you've never been in our Legacy Sports Discord, it is just $15.99 a month. We have a free, like I said, 15-day, 14-day trial. Sign up. You can try us out. You don't like it, opt out. But like I said, after that, it's just $14.99 a month. $14.99 a month. Cover all major sports. NBA, NFL, MLB is just getting ready to get started up. We got tennis, hockey, golf, college sports, you name it. We got 5 cappers in there. Great community. And like I said, just $14.99 a month. So also, like I said, you can find me also over on X and Instagram at Exotic Wagers. Also, please make sure, if you've made it this far, or at least halfway through this video, and you like this content that I've provided, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on those notifications so you can get the latest information when I drop my newest content. So let's get back over to the slate. I want to try to hurry up here and get through the rest of this. I don't even know how long. 40 minutes. Try to get this within an hour here, as it's nearing, it's almost 4:20 my time. So next matchup here, we are looking at the Carolina Hurricanes visiting the Philadelphia Flyers down in Wells Fargo Center. Carolina comes in this matchup 40-22-4 with a 13-15-3 record away, and Philly struggling 28-31-8 with a 16-18-1 record at home. Current odds on this matchup. current odds. You have Carolina Hurricanes favored on the road -164. The Flyers +150 at home over at Bet ESPN. The projected goalies for this matchup. I believe it's Arison and Kochetkov. Yeah, Pierre Kochetkov and Samuel Arison. Looking back at the last 10, looks like Carolina absolutely dominates this matchup, going 9-1 in the last 10, 4 straight, 3 overtime wins there. Carolina coming into this matchup have won 6 straight, 7-3 and 10, or 7-3 in their last 10, 3-6-1 to the over. Philadelphia 4-5-1 and 6-4 to the over. Philadelphia continues to struggle. Carolina comes in playing amazing. Looking at the last 10, I think, I won't have anything in this game, but I think it's definitely a Carolina puck line or in regulation bet. I don't see Philadelphia winning this game. They've been struggling to score. They did score 4 in that last matchup there, but I mean, you look at the last 2, 1-1-1, 3-2, 4, and then a 6-6 versus Pitt and Edmonton way back in February. But yeah, I really don't have a lean on the over/under. I mean, you got Pierre Kochetkov and Arison. Both of them, you could either give up 2 or 5. So I really don't like, if I had to take a side, I'd probably take the over. I could see Carolina getting 4 or 5 and maybe Philadelphia getting 1. And I liked Blake over 1.5 shots on goal, -135, but nothing strong there. Ilya Michikov over 2.5 shots on goal, even money +100. He's had some good history here and there, but Carolina's defense, just really don't like taking any props versus Carolina. So nothing much on that one. Let's get rolling and move on to the next game here. Next game we have the New York Rangers taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Best line you can find, Rangers favored on the road -127. Columbus Blue Jackets +123 over at Novig. Wish you would roll over to the 15th already so I can stop doing that, but it is 4:30 in the morning. You should be already rolling over. Rangers come into this matchup 32-28-6 with a 16-14-3 record on the road. Blue Jackets 31-26-8 with a home record of 27-4. Great home record here. I don't know what it is with Nationwide Arena, but somehow they get wins in this arena, whether it be today or not. I don't know. I might be on Rangers here. Looking at the last 10, Rangers do own this matchup, going 7-3 in their last 10. Looks like they've already played the Rangers twice this year. They are 1-1. They won the most recent one 7-3. I believe that was not against Shesterkin. I believe that was against Quick. And then the Rangers took the first one back in February. I'm sorry. They've played 3 times this year. Rangers took the first 2, and the Blue Jackets took this last one. Rangers come into this matchup 5-3-2, 4-6 to the over. Columbus 5-5, 7-2-1 to the over. Columbus got shut out to Vegas. I could see them wanting to come out strong here and bounce back. Did lose to the Devils 3-5. This was that one I was saying with Quick. They beat 7-3. Lost, got shut out to Florida. Lost to Tampa Bay. Beat Detroit, not a great win. Beat Detroit, not a great win. Beat Dallas, great win. Not saying much. Beating Chicago. And then lost to New York. So Rangers, on the other hand, coming in, beat Minnesota. Minnesota's not a full, healthy team. Lost to Winnipeg, although that's a good low-scoring game. I think it was Hellebuck versus Shesterkin, so definitely given there. Lost to the Blue Jackets in that same matchup. Lost to Ottawa. Lost to Washington. Beat New York. New York has been playing pretty good as of late. Beat Nashville. Should beat Nashville. Everybody should beat Nashville. Lost to Toronto. So, looking at this, Rangers owning this matchup. This is a very important game for the Blue Jackets. Obviously them fourth in the Metro. Both of these teams fighting for the playoff spot there in the East. I'd have to go with the Rangers here. Minus 130. What do I have it written down? Yeah, it's minus 130. I think the Rangers win. I mean, projected goalies here, I believe it's Shesterkin. And let's see. Yeah, Shesterkin and Tanev. Minus 130. Or I mean Tarasov. What the hell am I saying? Tanev. Brandon Tanev. New York. Let's see how he's fared versus New York. Okay, 2-1. Overtime loss. Last 10. Horrible. 6-5. How about Shesterkin versus let's see how Shesterkin is fared versus Columbus here. Yeah, look at that. I mean, 6-2, 1.65 goals allowed, 9.42 save percentage. How do I not take the Rangers here? Give me the Rangers. Minus 130 money line on the road. I know Columbus is going to be hungry, but I don't see them winning this game. As far as player props, Marchenko over 2.5 shots on goal. Let's look at that real quick. Minus 110. Hasn't been great for last. What pinged my interest on this? Here we go. Look at the difference there, man. That looks absolutely horrendous. Last 20. Look at this last 20 at home. 66%, 19 of the last 29. So minus 110. For following my game script, Rangers going to be winning. Columbus will be shooting. Kirill Marchenko over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 110. Not an official play for me, but definitely a good lean. Rangers, on the other hand, Discord might be getting that. On to the next. All right, we have the Ottawa Senators taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, 7 p.m. Eastern down at Scott Bank Arena. Best line you can find right now. Ottawa underdog on the road, plus 130. Sugar House. Toronto minus 135. Caesars. Over under set at 6. minus 103 over at Belly Bet. And the under, minus 125 over at Bovada. Ottawa coming into this game now healthy, 35, 25, and 5, although Brady Tkachuk is a game time decision, although coach says he should be fine. I don't see him not playing in this game. Should be playing in this game. Ottawa on the road, 15, 16, and 3. Definitely way better at home. Toronto coming into this matchup, 39, 23, and 3. Complete opposite. Great at home, 20, 12, and 1. Last 10 here, Ottawa's won 4 straight. 6 and 4 in the last 10 versus Toronto, 5 and 5 to the over. Ottawa coming in 6-3 and 1, 8 and 2 to the over. Toronto coming in 6-3 and 1 and 7 and 3 to the over. So looking at this matchup here, I really don't have a side. The matchup history totals are even, deadlocked at 5 and 5. But if you look at both of these two teams here, they're both trending to the over 6. Let's look at goalies here. Who are the projected goalies? That might help us better there on the totals. Ullmark and Stolarz. I don't know. I saw let's look at, was it on? What was it on? I swear I saw something where they didn't have Stolarz projected. But yeah, I mean, in the sake of time here, give me the over. Ottawa's been scoring like crazy as of late. I mean, look at 6, 5. They had 2 there to Detroit, but 4. Maybe Ottawa team total. That might be another good one. It's probably 3.5 plus money. Let's see what that is. Oh, 2.5. 2.5 minus 130. That's not bad. I mean, yeah, I could also see it being it's probably going to be a complete pass for me in this game. As far as props, I don't have any props in this game. There was a couple of props that pinged my interest, and I don't play a lot of assist props. But I mean, when you think of Austin Matthews, you typically think of him as a goal scorer, right? So looking at these numbers here, if you look at his last 20 games, he's had an assist in 11 of the last 20. If you look at his last 10, he's had 6 in the last 10. I'm sorry. Yeah, 6 of the last 10. He's also had 6 in the last 10 versus Ottawa. Even money, plus 100. Not a bad look, in my opinion. Somebody else. And him, I mean, he is also a goal scorer, but he's also somebody that gets a lot of points or assists. John Tavares. Look at John Tavares. He's had a point in 8 of the last 13 games versus Ottawa. And if you look at his last 10, he's had 5 in the last 10. He has not had a point or an assist in the last 3 games. But if you look at his overall performance throughout the year, or at least in the last 20, he hasn't been going more than 2 or 3 goals without an assist. Plus 140, where he's had 8 in the last 13 versus Ottawa at plus 140. I definitely like this. John Tavares, like I said, probably not going to be official play for me, but I do like the plus 140 for an assist here. Clyde Gaudreau for Ottawa. There's another one. Plus 195. He's had an assist in 3 of the last 6 against Toronto. Man, look at that. 9 of the last 14. He's had an assist. Plus 195. Definitely like that. I might, I might, I might end up taking that just based on the matchup history alone. Um, yeah, I think I like that. We'll see. Still got time. It's 4:30 here. First game starts in about 5 hours, which means I get about 3 or 4 hours of sleep. So, all right, we got 3 games to go. Let's get on to this next one here. Come on, man. Give me Saturday plays on the rip. Tampa Bay, Boston. Do I even want to talk about this? Boston, man. What's up with them? Trade everybody away and then don't lose. Definitely expect regression, but all right. Tampa Bay Lightning coming to this matchup. Road favorites -167, and the Boston Bruins home dogs +155 over at Bovada. Over under set at 5.5 -115. Under 5.5 +100 over at Fanatics. I believe we have Vasilevsky and Swayman slated for this. Let me double check. If I can find the matchup. Must be getting tired. Yep. Vasilevsky, Swayman, both slated. Tampa Bay comes into this matchup 37-23-5, 14-15-3 to the on the road. Boston 30-29-8, 19-11-5 at home. Matchup history: both of these teams, both 5-5 in their last 10. 3-7 to the under. Tampa Bay coming into this matchup is 6-3-1. Have not been playing well. Have lost 3 straight. Boston, on the other hand, have lost 4 of their last 6, and just losing to Ottawa 3-6. I mean, you do have Vasilevsky here. I really questioned why Tampa Bay started Johansson versus Pittsburgh in that last game, and ended up coming back to bite them. They do have Vasilevsky here. You got a -170 price tag. I think you just take him in reg. Last 10 matchups was two overtimes here, but I thought that last game was going to be a turnaround game, a get-right spot for Tampa Bay. Ended up losing in overtime there versus Pittsburgh or Philadelphia. Give me Tampa Bay in regulation. Should be right around even money, -115, -110, give or take. Giving this is -175. Let's see. Oh, they don't have the in-reg price there. That's weird. They usually do. Must not be posted yet. But yeah, probably right around even money, give or take, like I said. Moving on to this next game. Don't got very much to talk about in this next one here. Blues, Wild. I do lean Blues here. Really don't like the spot though. Both teams have been really inconsistent. Minnesota slated with injuries. St. Louis still fighting for their playoff hopes, and I think that's why I like them here. Projected goalies in this matchup. You got Bennington and Gus. Why can't I say his name? Gustafsson right now. Both have been solid. You know, maybe it's an under spot. What is the let's see. Over under 5.5. Yeah, and it's juiced to the under. I really don't like that. St. Louis Blues +100. Bet Rivers. And you got Minnesota Wild coming in minus 109, the favorites at home. Like I said, Bennington, Gustafsson, St. Louis coming into this matchup 31-28-7, 16-14-4 on the road. Minnesota 37-24-5, 15-14-2 at home. So Minnesota definitely better on the road. St. Louis is pretty much even on both ends. Minnesota coming into this matchup 6-4 in the last 10 versus St. Louis, dead even 5-5 to the over the under. St. Louis coming in here 6-2-1-1, losing 2 straight to Pittsburgh and LA. Minnesota on the other hand coming in 4-5-1, losing to the Rangers in overtime, and then winning against the Avalanche 2-1 in that shootout back on the 11th. Like I said, I lean St. Louis in this matchup. I think Bennington had a bad outing. I think, was it versus Pittsburgh. I could see him having a bounce back game here. Let's see what his matchup history looks like versus Pittsburgh in the past. I don't know if I looked this up when I originally. 3-4-1, 3-4-1 goals allowed, 906 save percentage. Not good, not bad. I mean, the 9-0 is good. 3-4-1's not greatest. And you got Gustavs versus Blues. Yeah, 4-1. 916, 2.53. Yeah, Blues. Even money, plus 100. No props really propped out for me on this one either. On to the last game here. How close are we? We're at 1 hour right now. Try to keep it under 1 hour. It's probably going to be 1 hour, 10 minutes, give or take. I don't think I have much to speak about this last game either. Garbage game. All right. Chicago Blackhawks visiting Vancouver Canucks. Blackhawks plus 105, Vancouver minus 130 or 233. Over under set 5.5 minus 106. Under 5.5 minus 102. BetMGM. Looking at Chicago's coming in 20-37-9, 7-22-5 on the road. Vancouver 30-24-11, 13-12-7 at home. Garbage at home. No definite answer whether or not Hughes will be playing. Chelsea's in here. See he's playing. Really don't want Chicago in this spot. I think you just take Hughes or Vancouver. Either take their team total or you take the puck line plus 110. Really don't trust it. Really don't like it. Really don't have anything in this game. So, I only have a few plays out for the very first game. So, I'm going to give out a free play here. I'll give out 2 free plays. Both of these are going to be on my early card. I am going to take Pavel Dorofeyev over 2.5 shots on goal. Minus 135. I've currently taken that bet over on DraftKings at minus 135. I am tempted to look. Like I said, usually 3:30, 4 o'clock is when Bet Rivers props come out, or at least their lines. No, still sitting at minus 135. So I'll probably just stick with that. Minus 135. Probably going to be a 2-unit play. So free 2-unit play there. I'm also going to be taking Las Vegas on the puck line, Las Vegas in regulation, splitting both, half a unit on each. I believe the line I got over for Vegas plus or minus 1.5 was like plus 130, plus 140, BetMGM. And then in regulation, I believe I got minus 110. So it's currently minus 113 at Pinnacle. Pinnacle's usually a pretty sharp book. Same thing with Circa. So you can probably can find it at minus 115-ish on all the other books. So those are my two free plays for today if you made it this far. The Las Vegas Golden Knights puck line plus 140 in regulation, minus 115. Pavel Dorofeev over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 135 at DraftKings. Like I said, my name is Exotic Wagers. You can find me over at X and Instagram at Exotic Wagers. Also, too, please make sure if you've made it this far and you like this content, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on those notifications so you get the notifications immediately when my newest content drops. Like I said, I'm also part of a Discord and the Legacy Sports consultants team. We charge $14.99 a month. Do have a free 15-day pass. All the links are down in the description below. You can also hit my link tree in the description below that has all of my social media, Discord, and everything else on the way to sign up. So thank you very much for tuning in. And like I said, you can catch me here. I'm going to try to do more videos more often. Unfortunately, I just haven't had a lot of time, and just trying to concentrate most of my time on the Discord and giving out plays. So like I said, thank you very much for tuning in. And until next time, peace.